Hi. Back again. Volume 2. It has been a while since I made that last video. That video was kind of just a random whirlwind of a vlog. I just randomly did it one day because I was super bored, and I had a few people tell me that I should vlog what I do because I'm stupid. And I guess I entertain most people in some odd way, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, today we are not alone. We're going to ride with my buddy Dana. We are going to a spot in Okeechobee. It is currently November 22nd. It is 9:18, and it is cold down here in Florida. It is, well, to me it's cold. It's 59 right now, and 59 feels like 39 anywhere else for whatever reason. It's just like a thicker cold, I guess. So I'm bundled up. I got 2 shirts and a jacket on, but I do have basketball shorts on, so I'm not being that much of a bitch. Right now, he just left the garage where I picked up all my stuff to go ride, and then I'm gonna hit Wawa real quick, get some gas, get some water, and then it's about, again, like an hour-ish to get to the prairie. So I guess I'll just pick back up after I leave Wawa and just explain what I've been doing since the last video, because I think it's been since, I think I posted that video in July, maybe. I don't know. But I will catch you guys in a second. All right. Well, I completely forgot to start the camera again. We are pretty much pulling up to the property. I'm like 10 minutes away. But anyway, what I've been doing since the last post, I think that's what I was going to discuss before I got gas. I don't know. I can't remember. I'm stupid. Anyway, it's been since July since I posted that last video. A few things have happened. Nothing has really changed when it comes to like riding training, etc., etc. I have raced twice thus far. I had my first race back in pretty much an entire year in the middle of September. It was the first race of the Florida Trail Riders. It went pretty well. I can't beat myself. Well, I did initially, but I can't beat myself up too much about it. I got second overall behind a really fast guy that won the championship last year. Made a few stupid mistakes, had some stupid stuff happen, lost a good amount of time, but overall, you know, it was the first race back, and you know, a second overall over I don't know how many people was pretty solid. But obviously I just have a mentality where I want more, and that's just a natural thing as a racer. You always want more, you always want to do better, you know, shoulda, woulda, coulda, blah, 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 blah. But after that race, we had a pretty big break, just because we had hurricanes down here. Stupid camera. That delayed our second race for FTR pretty dramatically. I think it was almost 2 months before we raced again. So it gave me a lot of time to evaluate what I needed to work on, and unfortunately, just my luck, I went through 3 motors in a span of like 2 weeks. My new race bike had that black bike that I have had the flywheel bolts shear off, and the entire bottom end was destroyed. And then my practice bike, it wasn't broken, but there was a bad bearing in it that just didn't sound good, and I got that all completely rebuilt, you know, from top to bottom, and I get it back 3 hours in, and the timing chain snaps. And it's not anyone's fault, it's not my fault, it's not the mechanic's fault. It was just shit luck, just a freak mechanical failure that none of us could really see. I mean, when I tell you the entire motor was replaced, besides the cams and the cases, I mean, everything was done professionally and properly, and it's still, you know, it just happens. So I got really poor really quick. Not that I'm rich by any means, you know, first of all, but that was not a happy couple weeks. That was not okay. I didn't get to ride that much, just because of, you know, all the dilemmas. I had one bike left. I had that black and yellow bike, but I don't like riding my race bikes if I don't have to. I haven't, knock on wood, DNF'd in a really long time. So, and that's because I don't put the hours on them. I race them, I clean them, I go over them very meticulously, and, you know, they sit until pretty much race week. I might ride them a little bit before we go racing, just to get, you know, make any adjustments that I'd like to adjust for whatever track we're racing. I know it's Florida, and basically all the terrain's the same down here. It's sand and palmettos, but other than that, I don't touch them. So, but we got this past race. Sorry, I got off track there. This past race, I got first overall in my class, or first overall and first in my class. The kid who beat me last race, unfortunately, had some bike issues. He had a pretty good gap on me in the beginning of the race, but, well, like I said, it was the second race of the year, or the second race in over a year. And, you know, regardless, just the person who I am and my personality and the competitiveness I have, no matter what I do, like, I could even win and do really good. I'll find something to beat myself up over, and it's just the way I am. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's good to self-critique and recognize what you did good and what you did bad. And that's how you get faster. And that's how you address issues, and et cetera, and gain experience, all that good stuff. So, but anyway, we are literally, I can't really flip the camera around, but we are pulling up to the property. I don't know if my friend's here or not. Should be a good time. The temperature rose a little bit, so it's not freezing to me. So it'll be a nice ride. We're going to work on some stuff. The main goal here is to help him out. He's having some weird bike issues where his bike is just not performing the way he would want it to, suspension wise. So I'm going to help him out with just adjusting his shocks and stuff like that. He rides some B&R revalves, and stock A-arms, stock geometry and stuff like that. So there's not too much you could do. But his clickers may be really off, or you know, there's a lot that goes into suspension. And I'm not saying I'm a guru about it, that I know everything about suspension, and, you know, I could make your bike float like a butterfly. But I know enough. So we're going to check his bike out. I'm going to get unloaded here, and I'll be back in a second. Hey, for this too, it's really good to practice your, like, body positioning and stuff with your starts.
Work on to figure out why my hands didn't bother me just now.
Yeah.
I think the problem with me is,
oh wait, I was supposed to ride yours. What am I doing?
It's all right.
Nope. I'll do a couple laps on yours.
I think what it is, like, when I'm coming out of a corner, I'm leaning back and I'm hanging on. I'm not trying to plant my feet and stay center.
I mean, that makes sense. Yeah, you're relying.
Because like Dimitri, when he was riding behind me, he's like, your problem is, like, when I'm exiting a corner,
yeah,
I'm exiting a corner back here and not here.
Yeah, center of gravity is going to be your best bet, and hugging the tank with your legs in your core is going to take the stress off your arms and your shoulders.
Yeah, and
for stability.
Because I don't know, like I said, I just really feel like when I'm coming out of a corner, it's back here, and like you can see my hand. I'm trying to hold this so I can hold that.
Yeah. So, it's just overall just getting more experience and, like, experimenting with your form and your technique. So, like, everyone's going to have a different riding style. It's just what fits you best, you know?
Right.
So I'll do a couple laps and I'll see how it feels and what I think it needs. Like I said, I'm not going to go crazy. So do whatever you want to do on that thing. Just don't crash it.
I'm going to try not to.
had forgot to started to record once I pulled up here. We've already got our bikes ready. Did a couple site laps. Like I said, the main goal out here, obviously I need to get some ride time, but I'm trying to get out of the sun, I guess. The main goal is to get some ride time out here and to help my buddy with his YFZ. He said he's having difficulties adjusting the shocks, or just his shocks don't feel right. It's kind of making him death grip it, and it's just not comfortable for him. So I did a couple laps on his, because I ride in practice on a stock bike. I know the stock shocks pretty well, amongst most. So I think, here, let me turn the camera around. I think he is experiencing his rebound to be a little too quick, and it's a little soft in the front. The rear shock feels good. Down here in Florida, at least for me, like I said, I'm not no shock guru. You know, I'm not the best of the best, but you know, I've experienced a lot of this stuff through just overall time and riding and racing, and you know, I have some close friends of mine who are really good at the sport, that's helped me out over the years. But I know what a bike should somewhat feel like, at least. And the rear shock feels pretty stiff, and the rebound's pretty slow, but that's how I like it. Just because in Florida down here, it gets really, really bucky with the whoops and the sand. So I just run my stuff pretty stiff and pretty slow with the rebound and all that jazz. I'm gonna make a few adjustments to his front shocks and see how that feels for him, and see where we'll go from there. I need to get better at this vlogging shit, because I told you what we were doing and blah 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 at the middle of the video, I guess, but I never picked up back where I left off from and just continued about my business and kept riding, I guess. Oh, so that's my bad. So we adjusted my buddy's shocks. I'm trying to get the right angle here. Adjusted my buddy's shocks. He said they felt a little better. We we stiffed them up a little bit and slowed the rebound down a little bit and adjusted his stabilizer. Unfortunately, he ran into some silly bike issues, so he got to ride it a little bit, but he said it felt better, so that's all that matters. And at the end of the day, I don't think there's ever going to be like a perfect setting. Unfortunately, this sport has a lot of different variables that you have to figure out, and sometimes it's just a guessing game. You have to try a lot of stuff. You have to experiment. If you get stuck in a loop where you just keep doing the same thing over and over and over again, sometimes it'll help, sometimes it won't. You can just, if you look outside of what you've been doing for, I don't know how long you've been riding or racing, you might experience something new that helps you or doesn't help you. So hopefully that helps him. After we adjusted his stuff, I did some motos. Wasn't anything special. He got a few clips of me since he couldn't ride. I'll try to post them into the video. I'm not sure how that's going to work because it's slow-mo and the cinematic option on the iPhone. I don't know if I can't edit worth a shit. So, and then I got some GoPro clips of me doing some warm-up sprints. And that's about it. Now I'm just going to go home and eat food, work out, and that'll be my day. I know I got to get more action and more involvement into what I'm initially trying to do for the moto vlogs. It's not much of a moto vlog if I'm not discussing what we're doing, showing what we're doing, stuff like that. And majority of the time I ride by myself, so it's kind of hard to, and I don't like to show a lot of GoPro footage just because at the end of the day, it's just me riding. It's not that exciting. Maybe it is for some, but I'm not anything special. So it's just me riding around by myself doing some motos. So if anything, I could try to do videos on maybe talking about bike setups and what I do for et cetera, blah 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 blah. Like I said, I'm no one special. I keep saying that because I don't want anyone to think that I'm some egotistical person that think he knows it all. I could ride and race a four-wheeler pretty good, and I've learned a lot over the years doing that. So I started from the bottom, started in C class all the way to our highest class we have at the local races and Pro-Am. So I pretty much learned it all by myself. So I can share a lot, I can help out a lot. If you have any questions, you can let me know. But other than that, yeah, that ends my day. So I'll try to do more vlogs in the future. I just gotta get more consistent with it. That's all, and more involvement and more action. I'll get used to it. I'll figure out ideas. Right now, I just have my iPhone. I don't have a little. It's just my arm, and I have a older GoPro, so it's not the best either. I don't have like this fancy Insta 360 cameras or whatever those things are called. But and I'll try to do a race. I feel like that would be more interesting than just me practicing. I'll try to get some action shots and some stuff at a race. What I do to prep. What am I doing at the races? Maybe some GoPro footage of the race. I just unfortunately can't wear helmet cams, and the only option I have is like a chest mount, but I wear a camelback, so I guess I got to figure that out too. But anyway, appreciate you if you watch. Let me know if you need anything, and that'll be that. So I'll catch you guys at the next one. Deuces.